working on a 24 Mercedes-Benz GLE 2363. We're doing an amp, 5-channel amp, Chachero box. This is a 5-channel amp and a subwoofer. So kicker com sub. Couldn't find any information on this vehicle, so we're going to try to find out where the amp is at. So we're going to take this panel off so we can access the bottom of it. We did a EQ, the electric vehicle. The amp was under this, so hoping to see if there is an amp under here. Over there. No, I wouldn't touch that. That probably is on that side. It looks like a big air pump. Probably there's an air ride. We're not touching that. Usually, if it's not here on the driver's side in the trunk, so we can open that back panel. Plastic, and there is a torque screws. So once you remove this nut here, then we should be able to remove this. Down here, comes up here, so this is gotta be an amplifier right there. So let's take this out and we're gonna get to this behind. I was gonna unplug it, but there's an antenna. It's really difficult to get to, so we're just gonna remove the entire amplifier. Just remove 4 bolt, 4 nuts. In my life. Sometimes. Alright, let's disconnect this. That red thing you gotta pull up. Yep. Alright, so that's where the amp is at. Alright, so we do have all the color code. I'm gonna upload it. This is for actually 21 Mercedes GLE class, but it's the same color as a 24 which we have. So I'm gonna upload it. Whenever you do an amp job, you need to use this high to low crossover line out converter. We have used access line out converter, and we found out if you are using 5-channel amp, like one of these, this is a 5-channel amp, meaning it's got 4 speaker wires along with the sub. Whenever you do this with access, we found out the amp shuts off. Found out if you are using 2 amps on access, it works fine. But if you are using 5-channel amp like what we are doing, this is what you gotta use. The other one I'm gonna show you, that shuts off the amplifier. Alright, this is a line out converter also made by Access. Whenever we use this with a 5-channel amp shuts off. But when we do 2 amps, it doesn't shut off. I call Access, they don't know what to do. So be sure to use this one. If anyone disagree with me, fine. Go use the other one. Okay, another great idea by Mercedes-Benz. They decide to put battery under the seat, which is okay, but to get to it, you gotta remove all these side panels. You gotta remove this panel. There's a battery underneath. That's the negative side panel. Positive side is right under here. You gotta remove this. I'm not doing that. There is another junction right under here that goes to the fuse box. We're gonna tap onto this red wire, which is directly connected to the battery, and I'm gonna tap onto that terminal rather than taking all this bottom panel out. We're not changing the battery, so we don't care. There is another 10 mil under here, and once you have these, actually two out, you should be able to lift this one up. We can access that fuse panel underneath. There is another fuse box. They decide to hide them just in case you guys want to know where the fuse box is. Under the seat or under the front by the brake pedal, there is another fuse box right there. And this is in the trunk. There's another fuse box. You can grab it. 4-gauge wire here, but I'd rather go near the battery, which is under the driver's side seat. This is another heavy gauge wire coming from the battery. If you want, you can tap onto it, but I'm not doing it. So this should lift up even more. Then this, you can access that terminal here. Right there. So we can access. This is actually coming from the under the hood. This comes out. And this is the main battery power. So we're gonna tap onto this section right there. So I ran 9 conductor wires for the speaker input. Around right there. This is a sub input. That's the rear channel input.